I guess I feel like sitting in my car, getting some fresh air. I've been home studying. I'm in school. Oh my gosh, seminary again for my doctorate. And I'm like, what am I doing? This is part 2, right? The other one, right, we talked about in the video before this, about being ready, being marriage-minded, being intentional, doing the work, preparing yourself, positioning yourself to be a husband and a wife, okay? I don't want to leave that out. Part 2, what was I going to title this? Oh, be careful of the eyes getting to it spirit. Eyes getting to it. Eyes getting to it. Who can recognize where I get that line from?
You can still get your life back. Get your life back. It's real. Get your life back. Get your life back.
Dun, 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 dun. The Color Purple, Harpo. When he was asked to do something with the horses, something he had to do, saddle over the horse, whatever. And he said, I was getting to it, Pa. I was getting to it. Jumping on. Okay, so the eyes getting to his spirit. For those of you who don't know me, I'm just creative that way. I just come up with these interesting sayings and titles. And, you know, call a thing, but I always think of something that's comparison to it, whatever, the behavior. I am, for those of you who don't know me, a life purpose coach, Cheryl Howard. Let me introduce myself. I am a mental health professional, a pastoral counselor, a creative, a cosmetologist, and a number of other things, right? Anyway, I've worked in the mental health field as a behavioral health counselor and a mental health counselor and coach and positive behavioral coach for many years. So I actually help people change the way they think about things, change their behavior, heal, overcome some things, reposition themselves in lives, deal with those negative core beliefs. A whole lot. It's layers. Trauma focused. Everything is trauma focused. That could be in relationships, within yourselves. So now that I've said that, this is part 2. So this is, what did I call this again? See, this is that menopause mind, that brain. This is the eyes getting to his spirit. Okay. Now let's go down the characteristics of a eyes getting to it. Now I gave you a character from a movie, The Color Purple, Harpo. It's that type of spirit where they keep making these promises to do something. I'm doing this, especially when you meet somebody. Now this could be for women or men. You meet somebody, right? You're dating, you're having conversations, you're collecting data, you're getting to know each other, data, whatever you want to call it. And in the beginning, they seem like very motivated. I'm going to do this. I got plans. I got dreams and goals and imagination, because everything does start with a thought, with an idea, with a dream, imagination. But the action does not follow. It's lip service. It's mouth. It's to get you excited. And sometimes they believe what they're saying at the moment. And it's probably something that they can actually do and would be great at if they put their mind to it. That used to be an old saying. I remember my mother used to say that. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. She said it another way though. But it's basically get your mind on it. Get it into your mindset so you can start doing it. And so you get drawn in because of that, and the energy that comes with it, and oh my God, this is that, and he's a visionary, he's this and that. That's what you're thinking. He's a dreamer, he's that, he's gonna do, he got all these plans, but you haven't seen any action. There's no blueprint. There's no business plan. And when I say business plan, I mean literally, unless you're talking about business. I'm just using that as an example of when you are planning a business, right? Even if you don't have a full business plan written out professionally, you do have your steps. You know your actions. You know the course and procedures and the steps you have to take to get things to come into fruition, to start your business. You at least have that. You know why you're doing it. You have your mission, your why. Like I said, some of us start businesses. We didn't have the business plan in the beginning. I didn't have mine for all of my businesses in the beginning, but it was in my head. I had it written down what I wanted to do, how I was going to do it, and all of the action and all of the tasks that I needed to complete to form that business and why I was doing it. And then I made the business plan after, because I already knew that was something I had to do. I'm also one to not just, when my mind is on something, I got a mindset and it's made up, that's when I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. I had to learn the other stuff later, right? Some of you like me, like I started the business and stuff, but I didn't learn a lot about the business side of things and structure side till later on. So I had the tenacity. And that's what a lot of us, you're on the job training. It's your first business. You don't know all of the things unless you went to school for business. And even then, until you're actually doing the work, you start learning more. But anyway, but you'll meet the person who, they may even have the business structure already. Yeah, take care of this and that. So you believe them. You believe the lie. They believe the lie. That strong delusion came upon you and them. No, but they drew you in. And so, of course, it's attractive, especially to us women and to men. There's men who love women who are confident and they got a plan and purpose and they actually working toward things. You're going to have misfires and hit and miss. That's any entrepreneur, or business person, whatever. You don't even have to be an entrepreneur. I just use that for an example. Your career, your job, whatever you want to do, whatever your goal is. Some of you, we got it together. We're doing it. You become the person that they are drawn to. But we talk about the case of people who draw you into it because of their, the word I can think of right now is the energy and the blueprint, so to speak, but they don't really have one. They're saying it, or maybe they have one, but they never do anything with it. It's collecting dust. Even the business, they may have a business plan. It's collecting dust. The pitch deck, it's collecting dust. You get where I'm going? They show you all of this. So you like, oh my God, he got evidence. I've seen all of these things. He got it together. Or she got it together. No, but nothing happened. Nothing materialized. So they drew you into the imagination. We got to be careful. You got to be careful with that imagination. That's a whole nother spiel, another podcast, another episode. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so that I was getting to its spirit. I was going to get to it. I'll keep months going by, weeks going by, years going by, years going by. And they have not even done the first thing they said they was going to do. It's some excuse. You're trying and fail. Like I said, every entrepreneur got a story of trying, failing, revamping, coming back again, getting your second win, bouncing back. We have those seasons. Okay? Delays, deter. Let me try something new. But that individual, they don't even start. You may start, but that's it, because you got caught up in your own hype. And then that was it. You didn't have the endurance to follow through, the coping skills, whatever that, I don't know. If there's trauma blocking, again, like I said, then go get some counseling, get some therapy, get some coaching. Find out what's going on inside of you. That is doing your work. You see what I'm saying? When you spend this time being single by yourself, this is the time you need to be introspective. This is the time you need to keep yourself on the potter's wheel, do some self-examination. Find out if there's anything that can be a blocker to a healthy relationship, to a healthy you, and everything else. That is taking care of yourself beforehand, so you can position yourself, so you can present yourself to be ready for that wife or that husband. So be careful, guys. Be careful with the eyes getting to it. I'm getting to it. Anytime you ask, it's coming. I'm getting it. I'm getting together. Now, so I'm talking about a pattern. We all can have moments like that where there's some things we kind of procrastinated on. I've done it or didn't get to. But when I ascribe a title to someone, it's because it's been a pattern and a theme. There's evidence of it. Like, there are facts and evidence. It's not, I think, I'm assuming, I'm perceiving. No, I'm watching and seeing. Like, this is real. You're not producing. You're not progressing. It's happening. I'm not the only one that sees it. But I don't know if that person is in denial, self-denial, because that can be not a coping mechanism, but a protective mechanism you use. Coping as well. But that's the dangerous part of denial. When you stay in that phase of denial and you don't do anything. You got comfortable there. You parked. So I don't know if you met somebody who parked. If you have, share that story. I would love to hear that. Oh my goodness. We can make this a conversation. Maybe you can come on the next episode. I'll be in my office then and we'll do it. I would love to have that conversation with someone. I want to know how you dealt with it. I want to know when you came to the realization that, yeah, this not going to work. This not good. This not God. Yeah. Okay. I want to talk to some real people about it. Like I said, I've talked to friends who dealt with that other, the one who laying back and waiting, but you're not doing anything. You're not taking care of yourself. And not even talk about the health part of it, keeping yourself well groomed and together. I remember growing up when we was young, my mother always told us, and my father, make sure you keep yourself clean, have some clean underwear on and all these things, and some decent shoes. In case something happened to you out there in the street. Now, this wasn't, the shoes didn't have nothing to do with this part, but the clean underwear in case something emergency happened and you got to go to the hospital, something like that. Basically, they're saying you ain't going to be embarrassing me. Keep yourself clean. No, so you want to embarrass yourself and you stinking and you unclean and all these things. Like they used to say, take some pride in yourself. But just like, take care of yourself. Think about the other person. So when you're marriage minded and you understand the two become one, you're thinking about how you affect that other person, how you're going to affect the other person ahead of time. It's getting dark. That's why I'm about to go back in the house. God, I came out here and get some fresh air. I closed the windows because I didn't want to, I do want some fresh air. I didn't want to drown out the sound. So that's the eyes of getting to a spirit. The promises, the dreams pulling you in. They're not going to do anything. I've met maybe one person, maybe one and maybe two actually. I've encountered one who knew I was his wife. Had a goal, had a plan. Don't want to mention what it is, but it was like everybody said they can do this. They actually have the skill set and the talent. Now this was in the early 2000s. They haven't done anything towards that dream. Nothing at all. And this is not to knock them down. It's just that I thank God that I didn't get caught up in that. My best, I pray and God show me things, walk in discernment so I can see with my spiritual eyes. Not get caught up in what a person is telling me to make me feel good. You're not going to bring me along on your dysfunctional journey. I have my own dysfunction. I have past dysfunction, and anything that come up that I deal with because I'm self-aware, and I try to be that way as much as possible, and have friends who bring accountability, and we do it vice versa. We help each other. What you're not going to do is bring me into your stuff and have me on a roller coaster and going around the merry-go-round. We're not doing that. Not at this age. Not at this big age. We're not doing that. Now, if you maybe in your 20s and 30s, you have a little bit of time, you may fool around with somebody, they're younger, you got to help them get it together. But when you're in your 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, some of us are still believing God to send us a mate, or we can meet our mates, however it happens. We don't have time for that foolishness, childhood stuff. Put those childhood things away at some stage in life. Unless something happened to you. We already know that. I don't even have to go into that. I'm not talking about situations that happen and you in a temporary state right now where you got to kind of depend on someone for a moment, get yourself back in your feet. All these things happen. People get sick. People lose their jobs. I mean, I'm talking about those who, that's none of your excuse. Something within you need to be fixed. There's an arrested development that took place. And you need to deal with that. So I'm done. I'm finished. It's getting dark out here, okay? And I don't want to waste my electricity neither with these lights. I'm going to cut my car back on. That's all. I'm finished, guys. I'm finished ranting. But I would love to hear your feedback on this. I want to know what you think. If you got an experience to share, let's talk about it, okay? So make sure you hit the bell for notifications. You like the video. You share the video if you want to. You subscribe to this channel, okay?
Get your life back.